Guys, what a game. Arsenal versus West Ham showed out. And we're going to get into all the details right about now. As you know, and as we normally do, we look through all the details, all the stats. Firstly, both teams coming into this game in pretty high spirits. West Ham getting the win against Newcastle in their last game. Arsenal back-to-back victories against Sporting Lisbon and also Nottingham Forest, building up and kind of changing the momentum that they had previous to those games. And since Martin Odegaard came back, since he's rebuilt his partnership with Saka, Havertz, and the rest of the team being that link, yeah, it's been good for Arsenal, and this game was no different. So we're going to look at the starting lineups first off. Obviously, get an understanding for how the team set up from an Arsenal perspective. The back four was as standard with Ben White being out. This is probably the preferred back four for Arsenal. Obviously, David Raya in goal, Saliba and Gabriel at the back. Saliba passing a fitness test, which was great to see, and Timber and Calafiori in those fullback positions. In the midfield, there was a bit of maybe a bit of a shock. Two injury concerns: Mikel Moreno and Thomas Partey meant Jorginho came into the lineup. I think in change or the big kind of outlier, you probably normally see a Partey or Moreno probably in the starting lineup for a West Ham. They again had their preferred centre back pairing in goal, Kilman and Todibo, and so with Wan-Bissaka and Emerson as well, they had their kind of preferred back four. Both teams were quite stable in their defensive positions. Soucek and Paqueta in the midfield with Soler. So it's, again, quite standard from West Ham's point of view. Some everyone Bowen on the wings with Antonio up front. So a strong team for West Ham, and a team that's kind of done pretty well from them in the last game. So yeah, for both teams, they would be pretty happy with how they set up. From an Arsenal perspective, they came into this game pretty much doing what they needed to do. And when I say that, I mean starting the game strong. They need to get an early goal. I think we know a lot about game states. Arsenal being in a position to be in a positive position in the game from an early position puts them in a period of strength. It means that their solid defense can do what they do best, and where their attack can kind of struggle in later phases of the game. Maybe if Arsenal haven't scored previously, they struggle to break some teams down. They can play a low block. If Arsenal score early, you can't do that. And that's exactly what they did. Early goals against Nottingham Forest, early goals against Sporting, and early goals against West Ham opened the door and unlock a game for Arsenal. That's why they're able to score so many goals. Teams have to come out and play, and if you come out and play, Arsenal can counter, and that's exactly what they did. So the first goal was a set piece, and Arsenal are meticulous with these set pieces. It's not a random bit of luck that they score these goals. No, they practice it, they hone in on it. You can see the deliberation. It's very well choreographed, practiced, whatever you want to talk about the kind of way they set up. All I know is that it's well practiced and it's brilliant because the result is the same. And Gabriel gets himself on the end of this one. Saka whips in a brilliant ball, and it was almost like a glancing header. He finds himself free. I think West Ham were potentially distracted. They obviously can be a threat from set pieces themselves, but defending those set pieces, yeah, they didn't do the best, and they didn't cover themselves in glory. Arsenal went 1-0 up early, and as mentioned, that puts them in a position of strength. From that goal until Trossard's goal, it was complete domination. Absolutely brilliant football from Arsenal. You can't say anything other than that. West Ham couldn't get a sniff of the ball. You can see in the expected goals, the possession, Arsenal were pretty much in domination, but this was a period of the game where they kind of shined, and it was capped off with an absolute brilliant goal. Saka on the right wing, playing some brilliant football with Odegaard. We've spoken about the partnership already. Sensational play, and they were brilliant, and they find themselves needling the ball through. Saka finding an easy tap in, and it was a wonderful team goal. It showed Arsenal's attacking brilliance, and I think Odegaard, Trossard, Saka, Havertz to a degree have this technical and innate ability to kind of connect with one another, and it shows. It's a similar result that Arsenal had in the game last season at West Ham, and they showed out again. It was followed up by a penalty. Odegaard put away this time. It was Saka who was fouled for the penalty, and it looked like he was going to step up and take it. It was a silly foul, to be honest with you. A foul that didn't need to be made by, I believe, Lucas Paqueta. But again, you know, Saka was fouled, and it was, a dribbler like that in the box, you have to be very, very careful. And West Ham didn't take care. And Odegaard slotted his penalty away. Arsenal 3-0 up, running rampant, and they quickly followed it up with a fourth. Kai Havertz finding himself through a brilliant pass from the midfield, finds himself through one-on-one with the goalkeeper. You're thinking, can he finish it off? Is he going to be cool in front of goal? And he is. Brilliant finish from Kai Havertz to get his, I believe, fifth goal of the Premier League season. And I believe he's still top goal scorer for Arsenal, if not joint with probably Saka. But I think Kai is still number one. And yeah, Arsenal follow up looking absolutely brilliant. But just as Arsenal got the fourth goal quite quickly, West Ham got their first goal quite quickly. Again, brilliant ball through. So the Havertz and the Wan-Bissaka goals were both, played through by brilliant balls. I think this time it was Carlos Soler who played a cutting ball through Arsenal's defence. I would say, Calafiori and Trossard on that left side didn't cover themselves in glory. More so Trossard, I would say, wasn't brilliant. Him marking Wan-Bissaka, he gets himself through and finishes the ball. 2 goals for Wan-Bissaka in pretty much, I think, as many games. And yeah, he's not normally a goal scorer, but it was well taken. And, West Ham found themselves back in the game and in quick succession once again. They get themselves a free kick, and Emerson brilliantly puts it away. Sensational free kick from himself. Ray didn't really have a chance. Emerson's not the first time he's done this. He's a little bit of a free kick wizard in his own right, and yeah, he buried one. And 4-2 from 4-0 up was a massive, massive change. And it would be very important how Arsenal reacted from that point on, because it could have been 4-3, and that completely lifts the West Ham crowd. And that's not what Arsenal needed at all. But luckily, and I have to be honest, Fabianski, I don't know what you're doing, but he completely misses the ball on the Arsenal corner and punches Gabriel right in the head. As soon as I saw it, it had to be a penalty. I'm not sure why the referee took as long as he did, but finally he gave it and Saka put it away, this time stepping up and taking it, meaning that Arsenal were up 5-2 going into the half. And yeah, crazy half of football. That's all I can say. Crazy half of football. Arsenal deserved to be up, definitely showed a moment of weakness, but got themselves that goal, which was crucial to take it back to 5-2. And into the second half, it was very much here and there, to be honest with you. No team kind of took absolute control. Arsenal was said steady. Many would say professional, saw out the game, and you've got to give it to them. They really did play well since Odegaard's come back. Since the international break, Arsenal have been firing, and it was really, really impressive. We're going to go back into the lineups and just call out some special performances from each side. Starting from the Arsenal perspective, Bukayo Saka, 2 assists, 1 goal. What can you say? The set piece taking is brilliant. Ability to win the penalty that Odegaard took as well was great work from himself to get those opportunities to be in those spaces. Kai Havertz with his finish was impressive. Odegaard being back, I mean, you don't want to overhype a player, but when a team has such a drastic change in their performances, you've got to credit some of it to their captain, and he's been really good. I think the back four was solid in their own right. Gabriel with the header, winning the penalty as well. You can't say much more than that. A good half of football before going off injured, and probably been saved for more important games. Yeah, all round really good performances. Trossard being on the end of things, being ever present, and not only getting his goal and assist, but also contributing in other ways. From a West Ham standpoint, yeah, they kind of got blown away. Fabianski really, really poor. I think West Ham have to look to improve in that goalkeeper position overall. And Bissaka again, I think was really solid defensively, pretty sound. Going forward, got his goal. Soler with the assist, I thought was a magnificent assist. But yeah, West Ham probably just need to get Kudus back for one, get a bit more firepower, and yeah, I'm not seeing Somerville kind of generate the amount of success I thought he would. Outside of that, they just need to be a little bit more solid. I'm not sure what exactly happened to them. They just got blown away by a team that knows how to find those little spaces, and West Ham didn't cover themselves in glory. Probably putting Paqueta in that midfield with Souček, probably don't have a true anchor where you probably need it, and that's probably why they brought Alvarez later on in the game. But yeah, that's about it from West Ham standpoint. They have to go back to the drawing board, and Lopetelli's period of being a West Ham manager hasn't been the most glowing. For Arsenal, they continue their march. I think all eyes will be on the Man City versus Liverpool game. And listen, I'm going to be watching it. Everyone's going to be watching it. I don't know if I'm going to do a preview. Maybe not. I think I might just let it play out. But yeah, two teams who have a lot to play for from a Liverpool and Man City standpoint. Arsenal find themselves second in the table. We had a couple of other games in the league this evening and today. So we had Brentford, who ran out 4-1 winners, a beautiful hat trick from Shader, and yeah, they continue Brentford their amazing home form. Ruud van Nistelrooy is going to have his work cut out for him with the Leicester job. Palace get a late equaliser against Newcastle, and Nottingham Forest run out winners against Ipswich. Bournemouth win against Wolves with behind a hat trick of penalties behind Justin Kluivert, and Arsenal obviously with their win. So that's how this Saturday's fixtures played out. Brilliant day of football, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this review. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I want to hear all your opinions. Who was your player of the match? How are you thinking about the Man City and Liverpool game? I'm hoping to catch up with you guys soon. Peace.